Ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you something which is very important. Though Ruto said that he has listened to Kenyans, I don't think he has listened to the message coming from the Gen Zs and the Kenyans as a whole. And I start by saying today, I went to church and I listened to a message from the church, and there was a preacher called Father Don Bosco who was saying, we have been called to speak for God. And he went on to say, to speak for God, you must listen to God just like Jesus did. We also remember prophets like Prophet Ezekiel also listened to God when God was sending him. He had to listen to God. He was going to preach to people who normally are difficult to listen. Gen Zs have spoken for a whole nation. They must have listened to the cry of the whole nation before they speak. They spoke for the whole nation. They spoke to people who resisted the cry of the whole nation. That's the members of parliament. Parliament was being told reject the bill. We asked them to reject the bill 2020, the finance bill 2023-2024. They accepted it and passed it. The president was told don't sign it. He signed it. This time also, we went and told them, please, amend this bill. They refused. Then told them, now reject it. They refused. So until Gen Zs went to parliament, they were still not listening. But you see what? When the Gen Zs began telling them that, please reject this bill, they demeaned them. They undermined them. They were called names. Babies who eat KFC. Babies who ride Ubers. They were told they only know how to use phones. There's nothing they can do. But they later came and told them in the city that we can occupy the city. We can occupy parliament. Now, with being ignored, why are they now putting military into the CBD? Why are they now putting up the so-called police defending State House, defending parliament and the rest? So Gen Zs were not just calling for the rejection of the finance bill. That's what I'm trying to say, that we have not listened to them. And the head of state and members of parliament and even the whole government have not listened to them. They are not asking you only to reject finance bill. They are just asking for something very important. They are asking for a fundamental change in governance in this country, especially following the constitution, but also some of their calls for amendment to the constitution. They are asking for us to run a country in a transparent manner because they have data. They are very connected generation. They can know everything that is being planned. Even how they can do document analysis to know how much money are we losing to corruption, who is lying, who is saying the truth. They have that information. So anybody who wants to run this government must run this government from the point of view of complete transparency. They want complete accountability. They want to run this country like a government, like a private sector driven government, whereby everything is done from the point of effectiveness and efficiency. So they are calling for total listening, which will end up into fundamental changes in this country. The Gen Zs are sending a very clear message, which is very important. They're telling people, excuse me, we Gen Zs in Kenya and even abroad, telling us you shall give us jobs abroad. Gen Zs abroad are saying, we are abroad, we are not wanted here. We need to come home. They want a country where they can live and be happy. They want a country where they can work, where they can holiday, where they can retire. A country that guarantees their comfort, guarantees their livelihoods, guarantees their future, guarantees the future of the elderly to retire, that guarantees future of their children, their children's children. So the message is not just reject financing, because I've had people telling me, after Gen Zs got their wish or reject finance bill, why are they still demonstrating? They are demonstrating because they have not seen a fundamental change. This country is calling for a fundamental change, a 360 degrees turnaround of how we have been running our institutions. We want to run institutions differently. Even if you reject a finance bill, but the software used for rejecting the finance bill is the same, there is no change. We are looking for software upgrade. We are being ruled by people who governed before computer, BBC, born before computer. The president was born before computers The president was born before internet came. Now he said he wants even some people who are 60 years and above to retire. We want to see that happening. We don't want to hear talks. Mr. President, we have heard you. We know you. You have a sweet tongue. But now, guys are not talking about your tongue. They are talking about action. Because only action speaks louder than words. In fact, as a Christian, we said, show me your faith without action, but with my action, I'll show you my faith. So let us know whether you believe in Gen Z. If you believe in Gen Z, show with action. But what we are looking for is entire transformation of government. If you cannot run the kind of governance, the kind of government, the kind of administration Gen Zs are dreaming for, you should just ship on. So you either deliver or you give way. And if you don't deliver, you'll give way. And you'll give way very soon. That's why Ruto must go continues to be said, because you are not listening to them. If you cannot do what they are saying, then you have to go. If you can do, then do. So what I'm asking you, Mr. President, listen with your heart. Listen with your soul. Listen with your spirit. Don't listen with your head and continue transferring the message. We have not seen a change of paradigm. There is no paradigm shift in your leadership. Because we are still seeing the same insincerity, the same insensitiveness, the same lack of transparency. We are seeing the same president we saw, who said he is going to protect everything at all cost. We're not seeing a president who has actually realized where we have gone. So please, turn down on all your positions you have. Remove those advisors, allocate them to the ministry. Let them work from the ministry. Because how can you be receiving advice from goons, advice from presidential advisors, advice from cabinet secretary? Your official advisor, according to the constitution, is cabinet. If you believe they are incompetent, that you need to have advisors, then do what? Fire them and replace those advisors to become cabinet secretaries. Because in paper, actually, according to the governance, it is the cabinet secretary who should advise you. One of their role is to become advisor to the president. If you believe the advice is not good enough, remove them. Mr. President, there are a lot of competent Kenyans out there. Even those Gen Zs can sit in your cabinet and run those government. So don't even think about age, think about their qualification. I'm sure you are looking at how old they are. No, it's not about their age. It's not about the age of your cabinet. It's about what they can do. Some of those people in your cabinet are known for incompetent things. They are known for mismanagement of everything. They are known for corruption. They are more famous. Their CV is long with corruption, long with mismanagement, along with lack of transparency, lack of accountability. But the Gen Z CVs could be short, but short with qualification, short with leadership, short but full of wisdom, short but full of competence, short but full of transparency, short but full of accountability. So don't look about the length of the CV and the age that they have. Look at the competence and what they bring to the table. So listen with your soul and heart, because you are not yet listened. And if you not listen, it will be too late. Thank you.